Creighton, number 5, Tyshawn Alexander's on the left, number 34, Denzel Mahoney on the right. Start with a statement from head coach Greg McDermott.
How's the game for the ages? Against a very, very good opponent. As I look at the stat sheet, 18 assists, 5 turnovers. If you want to sum up our season and with a couple numbers, that would be it. I mean, that's how we play. Different guys on different nights at different times. It's been the case all season long, and they've answered the bell. And I probably wasn't anticipating that Seton Hall would slow the pace as much as they did. We kind of held off on that small lineup. We used it a little in the first half, but decided to go to it down the stretch. And obviously Denzel was terrific. Ty made big plays. DJ was great. Marcus and Mitch obviously all night. So an incredible day, incredible memories. That scene at the end of the game is something I'll never forget, and that we'll live with these guys for the rest of their lives.
Questions for anybody, including Coach?
You guys have kind of made a habit here of late of hitting teams with those onslaughts that just are kind of hard to recover from. But it didn't seem like this game was trending towards that being possible. How did you guys, after losing the lead, find a way to just kind of bury them with offensive efficiency?
We just stuck to the game plan, and obviously they slowed the ball up the court, and that was actually on our behalf of making us happy, because as much as running that we do, that was just us catching our breath before we get on offense. But even though they might have caught the lead on some possessions or whatnot, our defensive game plan was still successful, and credit to my guys and of just sticking to it and just playing hard.
Mac, do you have any update on Marcus's status?
Not really. We'll have it checked out on Monday. I think the early thoughts are that it's nothing terribly serious, but any injury to your leg or knee area this time of year is cause for concern, because you don't have a lot of time to get back on your feet and get ready. So we'll evaluate it early in the week and see where we go from there.
Can you kind of explain what happened?
I didn't see it, so I don't know.
Denzel, it's like Seton Hall was kind of like, especially late, maybe daring you and Damian to beat you guys. That's how they were basically going to win the game and focus on Tyshawn, Mitch, and Marcus. What did you see in terms of where you thought you could get on the floor and make plays when the offense found you?
That's just what me and Dame's have been used to all season, really, because everybody's been focused on Ty, Mitch, and Marcus focusing on them because they're top scorers. So we just stay ready for our moments, and tonight we made it happen.
Anybody who wants to answer, what was the scene in the locker room afterwards?
Well, they were going to dump some water, but I told them we'd practice at 8:30 tomorrow morning if this suit got wet. All the celebration was really done out on the court, over in front of the scorers table when they came over there. When I was doing the TV interview, I got to be with each one of the guys, and they were with each other. So that's kind of where the celebration took place. But I just looked again at the stats. Our secondary ball handlers, Damian, Tyshawn, Mitch, and Denzel, if my math's right, they combined for 12 assists and 1 turnover. Is that right? That's amazing. It's not like we're playing. We're playing a really, really good defense, and for those guys to make those kind of right decisions in a game of this magnitude is pretty incredible.
Touchdown, you probably knew that Miles would be motivated to maybe perform a little bit better. Kind of take us through what was your sort of mentality as you prepare for another matchup against a guy who's obviously really good?
Pretty much is for her to get him off the line a lot, because he likes to shoot that three and always stay down on his shot fakes. And it was just in my mindset of just trying to get stops by stops every single possession, because he was getting the ball no matter what. And credit to my guys, they talked to me throughout the whole game and told me where ball screens were coming, where everything was just setting out and played. He made a lot of tough shots, but also just had to try my hardest, just defend them as much as I can. And credits to us, they kept slowing the ball up, so they actually have caught my breath a lot more than any other possession. But, I just had to take credit to all my teammates instead of myself because they helped me out more than if I did to him. Yeah.
You already touched on, you already had, the crowd with you the whole day, but it seemed like even that much more early in the game when I think that you had a steal on the first possession for Seton Hall, and then it looked like Powell had shed you on a ball screen and you blocked him from behind on a layup try. How much did that fuel the fire just right out of the gate to make a couple plays like that?
It was huge because the first thing in my mind is that I wanted to get the crowd into it, and it's have been over 18,500 people. It was going to be very loud, and Mac told us our talk has to be louder or try to communicate with us more because it was going to be loud. And I think we have one of the best, the best fans in the nation. So. It was just excitement, and that brought a lot of energy on the defensive end, and it was just a fantastic and fun time.
Given the way the season started with the injuries to Jacob and Davion, we're waiting for Denzel to become eligible, do you think you'd wind up as Big East champion?
No.
Tyshawn said no. I've got a lot of belief in these guys, and obviously we had to retool. Our plan changed when we lost Jacob. It changed again when we lost Davion, and then it changed again when Denzel entered the picture because there was a period of adjustment. And I've said it before, not just for Denzel, but for everybody else to let's try to get Denzel to fit into this and understand the flow and how it works, and that we knew it would take some time. But we also knew what the benefit was when it did, and obviously we saw that today, and we've seen it throughout the last 4 or 5 weeks. So. It's been there haven't been many bad days. Tyshawn and I were talking about after we lost to Georgetown. He and I had a conversation, pretty one-sided conversation probably, but the things that he's done since then, and the way the leadership of the team connected, and then everybody else just followed. It's obvious when you watch us play that Marcus and Mitch and Tyshawn are all on the same page, and all these guys just follow along. And if they have a question, they can ask anybody. Denzel, while he's played some college basketball, this is his first year for us. There's a lot of questions, and they get them answered. They figure it out. They can do a lot of that on their own. So, did we think it was possible? We knew it was going to be hard, and did we know the league was going to be this good? Probably not at that time. So to be sitting here in this situation, it's incredible, and it's really a sign of when a group of people comes together and they believe in each other and they have each other's back, and they don't care who gets the credit. There's a lot of things that are possible.
Tyshawn, I think you had the ball in your hands. I don't know, you guys are 12, 14, and the crowd's chanting. You can probably sense that you're close to getting the win there. What is going through your mind? I think you end up in the pull-up three.
Yeah. Well, honestly, it was nothing that was going through my mind during that time. Except, just try to clutch it out and probably just hit the last shot just to end the game. And I honestly don't know what else to say. It was honestly just nothing that was going through my mind during that time.
Kind of had like a cold stare after you hit it. Did you feel like that just kind of sealed the deal when you knocked it down?
Yeah. When I hit that shot, I was when I hit the first one during the second half off the screen, I looked up in the air and I just said finally, thank God, I finally hit one out of going 3 for 9 during the game. But Mac told me just always just stay with it, just keep doing what I gotta do, and just as soon as Marcus went down, I just knew to myself I had to step up and win this game or just clutch it out and credit to my teammates of just doing a hell of a job the whole game.
Denzel, I think you maybe missed your first couple shots, and I thought I saw Coach Matt kind of pull you to the side on the bench, just maybe give you some words of encouragement. What was that conversation like, and then what did you do differently after the slow start?
He's just really telling me to keep my head in the game and not worry about things I can't control. It's he just had a lot at stake, and can't let what doesn't go my way affect how I play and how I help the team. So that's what that was about.
Denzel, like, I guess, I don't know if you had time to think about this, but just given where you came from, the frustration of having to sit out a little bit longer and not play right away this season, and then play a position that you were a little bit unfamiliar with, and a person you're unfamiliar with, what was going through your mind as you're walking around the court after the game and just kind of taking in the celebration of what you guys had accomplished?
Man, it's a blessing. I've been through a lot this past year and a half, and just to put on a Creighton jersey and play with my guys who I love and battle with every day, just the best feeling in the world.
Denzel, I think there were I think it was like 2 plays in a row where you got switched on to Miles Powell. What were you trying to do in those situations, knowing that, obviously he's pretty talented?
Yeah, he's a great player. Just not jumping on any of his ball fakes, just staying down. Appreciate that.
Good job, Stan.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really about it for me.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you stopped him twice and it led to a couple runouts. Like, you got the sense that.
Yeah, just trying to make little plays to help us win.
2 more for the guy. For anyone.
Matt,
I guess-
go ahead, Matt.
I know you've been talking about Ty for the last few weeks now in terms of what he does on both ends of the floor, but I mean, there was a point in the game where you look over at him and he's doubled over and there's 13 minutes left and you're kind of wondering how he's going to find enough energy to finish it, but he still chases foul around, he hits big shots. Like, what more can you say about how much of an impact he had not only today but on the accomplishment he's
I mean, it's a big reason we are where we are. I mean, when Davion was the guy we assigned to their best player a lot of times last year, part of that is you want a guy that's a natural scorer like Ty to have some fresh legs to do what he's got to do in the offensive end. But when Davion went down, we challenged Ty with that, and he's ran with it. He takes a lot of pride in it. He studies it. He has questions. He has suggestions. So going from a part of the game that he never used to think about to where he thinks about it a lot now in ways that I can be better and ways that I can have an edge is a real credit to him. And, he's right. We went with a shorter bench today, mostly because of the pace of the game. I felt like we were able to buy some rest while they dribbled it up the court slowly and took 10 seconds to initiate their offense. Rather than Miles running off 100 screens, he probably only had to defend it 1 time instead of 3 times on a possession. So he had a little more in his tank, and Miles is a hard guy to guard. And the job that he's done, you got 2 guys that are legitimate contenders for Player of the Year not only in our league but in the country, in Marcus Howard, Miles Powell, and the job that he's done on them is incredible. And why he's not in that conversation is beyond me.
Tyshawn, did you think that Marcus? I mean, I know that hanged up at the end, but did he have a different look about him today?
Marcus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, as soon as the game started, when he was hitting all those shots, I already knew Marcus was going to end up just going crazy this whole game. I just kept telling Marcus, keep doing you, keep shooting the ball, let the thing fly, and just keep playing your game.
I think Coach Willard said he's top 5 point guard in the country. Greg, I mean, this was obviously a good game. I know he's been good for you all year, but maybe what stood out today about his performance to help you get this win?
Well, I mean, if you think about since we were 2-3, what are we now? 13-5, so that's 11-2 since then. There haven't been many games where guys have had bad nights, and Ty's had a couple, Mitch had a couple, Den's had 1 or 2, maybe DJ, Marcus has had a couple, but their level of consistency's been incredible. And Marcus made a big leap from a leadership standpoint, and what he's been able to do along with Tyshawn and Mitch. They all do it in a different way, but they understand the importance of it. And he's, like Tyshawn, made a huge jump from his freshman to sophomore year. Marcus has made a very similar jump from his freshman to sophomore year. And, he can beat you with a shot. He can beat you with a pass. He's got the mid-range game. And that's, we're blessed with having, these 2 guys sitting up here are both great mid-range shooters, as is Marcus. And for a lot of people, it's not a good shot. For Denzel and for Tyshawn and for Marcus, it's a really good shot because they're very effective at it. So he's had a terrific year, but like this team's never been about individual guys achieving stuff. It's what can we do together, and we prove what we can do together.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Anybody need a book or stats or anything?